What's up, guys? It is 7:48 p.m. I finally figured out how to get this mic just straight up plugged into my 404. Here you've got like the two camera view. Check this out. Oh, my hand is red in there for some reason, but this is I bought a webcam. That's it. I had the camera set up so that it like looked cool with like a nice angle and everything, but I don't know why I'm doing it like this. My room just doesn't look good right now. So now you get to look at my cat. We're going to start working on something on here. I'm going to look for sample on YouTube, throw it in here, and yeah. Alright, so here is my sample here. I just don't want to fall in love right now by Stylus. If you want my loving girl. With this mic, hopefully I'm going to feel more comfortable just telling you guys exactly what I'm doing. So on the 404, shift, I have this selected. It's the last thing I touched. So I'm going to do shift start/end. If you read the little text there on yours, it's going to say chop. So shift start and end. Every time I tap one of these, it's going to create a chop. It's going to create a chop. And then if I want, like, every time I press it again, it's going to go back to that point. I'm going to hold shift, and on my third knob here, I'm going to zoom in. As you can see on the screen, I'm zooming in and out. So I'm going to zoom all the way in. Oh, I'm going to zoom all the way in so that I can get right on this chop right here. I'm going to keep spamming it, so I can hear the transient, that one part right at the beginning of the chop, to make sure it's just perfectly at the beginning of that. So I was doing 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. I did 8 beats for this chop. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. 8 beats for this chop. But then this one, if you count 1, 2, 3, 4, it's short and gets cut off as I do another chop here. 1, 2, 3, 4. And that's because I like that chop there. So later I might be able to transition from 2 to 3 by using this little 5 here, this only 4 beat 5. 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Replace that second 4 with 1, 2, 3, 4. So now I've already like switched certain things up there, right? So now I can do something like this. Right? Like we're already doing magic here, right? Know the way it has to be. Well, you know where you stand with me. Know where you stand with me. Know where you stand with me. See, now we can see the connection. Now we can see the connection between 14 and 11. The second 4 beats of 14 are the exact same 4 beats over here. 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. But if we just let 14 play, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. So that's why I'm not going to do another chop on 14, because I already have that exact same sound already on 11. It's just kind of staying efficient with a limited amount of pads here. Oh yeah, so then I pressed in on this little knob here, the little one right here, and then I went to assign to pad, and I placed in order all the ones that I want to, in order. Boom, 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 boom. So now I have them on here. But they all have this gate on them, right? So now if I turn the gate off,
it's going to play without me having to hold it down. If the gate was on, I have to hold it down. I have to hold it down for it to keep playing, right? However, if I take the gate off, right? Then I take the gate off of this one. So now I want to go from 8 to 7, right? But now they're like overlapping. How am I going to make cool chops like this? How am I going to be Jay Dilla? How am I? So what you do is you do shift and then 8. It's intuitive once you understand it a little bit more. If you look at your 404, you'll see that all of them have these little bits of text under the numbers. When you hold shift, it does the second functionality of that button. It's just like a real keyboard. If you look at 9 here, if I pressed it, it would just make the letter 9. But if I held shift and then press 9, it would be in open parentheses. Same thing here. If I were to press 8, it would play the sound. But the second functionality says mute groups. You can't see it on the camera, but it says mute groups. So instead of doing that, instead of just pressing it like this, I'm going to do Shift 8. That takes me to this mute groups menu. I'm going to find it. These are different chops I already have going on in this project that are all in the same mute group. So I'm going to move over into an empty one. You can see there's nothing there. And I'm going to put all of my chops here into a mute group. Now here, it would be a good time. This is usually when I would find the pitch that I want the sample to be at, because I don't want to use the original pitch just so that I can keep, just so that my beat is more different to the original sample. So here's where the original sample is recorded on, was on 1. So I'm going to tap it. I'm going to turn gate off so that I can just listen to the whole thing. I'm going to press pitch/speed here. This knob in the middle is going to help me adjust the pitch. So I'm just going to find something that sounds cool. Vaporwave. This is Vaporwave. Here's original. This is an Action Bronson beat. This is a West Side Gun beat. This is, I don't know, an intro to something. I'm going to start it over so I can hear where my chops are. That sounds pretty cool. We're going to do -2. I'm going to turn the gate off on all of these. Now that they're in a mute group, you can hear that they cut each other off. So I can easily make a loop that way, right? Now, this one ended up over here. I wanted it to be on 15, so here's what I'm going to do. I wanted it to be on this pad. Here's how you move a chop from one pad to another. I'm going to press copy. I'm going to select 16. I want to copy it onto 15. So now that's what I want to do, right? Thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up. And I'm going to press copy. Now it's working, and now it's on that one. Now that these are the same chop, they're not on the same mute group right now, though. Stop, please, stop. Now that they're the same chop, I can go ahead and delete 16. So now I just moved it over to 15. That's all I've done. So now I'm going to go into mute groups, and if I forget which mute group I put it in, what am I going to do? Let me hover over all of them. It's like, oh, I don't know. It says F. Oh, now they're flashing. So now I know that these are in F. They're in mute group F, as you can see there. So I'm going to make sure that 15 is in group F as well. Now, I'm going to go through and make them all -2 pitch. So I'm not finding much inspiration within these chops, right? I'm not really feeling anything in particular. It's not like nothing's really speaking to me, right? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do the drums now. Sometimes I'd make a chop and add drums to it. What I'm going to do now, since I'm not feeling very inspired just hearing this, is I'm going to make a drum loop, then chop on top of that. So I could go get a whole drum loop, or I could make my own. For the sake of demonstration, I'm going to make my own. So what I would like to do is, right now I'm in J. You would think I'm in E, since it says E/J, but actually it's flashing, which means I'm in J. So if it, I'm in E, and that's flashing, I'm in J. Okay, so I'm just going to find an empty area here. Looks like nothing's really empty. So let's see what's in here. That is cool. If you want to hear somebody rapping over, West Side Gun rapping over that, you should go look at my TikTok. I did an edit of that. I'm just going to use the available space here. That's a messy way to do it, but I'm just going to do it like that. So we're going to go, wait, let me slow down. Okay, so I'm going to go to Shift 14, because under 14 it says import/export, which means I'm going to import. I have an SD card in here that has stuff in there. Sounds. I'm just going to open the Alchemist pack because it's pretty basic stuff. I like that hi-hat. Okay, let me slow down. I'm just going on muscle memory here. So I like this hat, right? When I hover over the hat, I can press project or sub pad, this bottom right button here, to hear the sample. I want that sample to be on 12, so I'm going to tap 12. And I'm going to push in on the little knobby boy, and it's gonna put it on there. So now 12 is that hat. I'm going to get another hat. We're going to go to the Dilla pack. Go to reddit.com/r/drumkits to find user Lunch77 has all of the best drum kits, because he just finds all the sounds that people like Alchemist, J Dilla, Neptunes, Madlib. That's who I have on my 404, but people I use the most are Metro Boomin, Pierre Bourne, people like that, the most popular producers. I just copy what sounds they use because they're professionals, and if you just copy the sounds they use, you're gonna have a professional sound. That's pretty cool. We're just gonna go with that. I'm trying to be quick here, not waste y'all time. Okay, so now I want to figure out what the general BPM of my sample is. So I'm gonna do Shift 11 because that helps me. I can tap along to the tempo. So I'm just gonna press pad A as I tap sub pad so that I can get the tempo in here. It's looking like it's 110 or 111 BPM. I'm gonna do 111, and then I'm gonna turn gate off of all my drums here. I'm not gonna put them into a mute group because you want drums to overlap each other usually. So what I did in that pattern is I just played the hi-hat straight, so that instead of listening to the metronome, I can just listen to this as I kind of build a pattern. Go even deeper. Here is how you record a pattern. So you go to pattern select, you press record, then you select a pattern. You're going to choose how many bars and quantization and all that, then you just hit record again. And then I go to the pads that I want, and 1, 2, 3, 4. So we're gonna sample a drum loop instead. So I'm gonna go in my little folder of breaks. That's crazy. So now I'm gonna press start/end so that I can zoom in and make sure it starts like perfectly on the kick. So what I'm going to do is in that pattern, I'm just going to make sure that on beat 1, I start the drum loop. I'm going to go in later and mess with the pitch to change the speed to make sure that it matches the BPM of the sample loop. Perfect. I placed it on there. Let's turn gate off and listen to it. Sounds like it needs to be faster. Now I'm going to do Shift 16 to start adding like the weird effects and stuff, processing on the master. Using this pad here, so I'm going to copy this over so that I can reverse. And I'm going to put that in a mute group with the other. So now I can play with that. Let's add some weird beeps and boops. Kind of an Alchemist thing that I like to do, you know what I mean? So I'm gonna go to import, export. Where am I even gonna fit them though? I'll just delete these couple pads here and we'll just throw some. So now I'm gonna look for some kind of sounds. Those are some of my favorites. I reuse the same sounds all the time. Okay, I'm going to turn gate off of those. That's pretty much the beat. We'll just leave it at that. So when you tap a pad, it plays that thing. It plays that pattern, and then you tap another one. It cues the next pattern to play once that first one is finished. So I'm going to do 1, 2, then 5, so that we get the boop boop sounds right as we start, and then we'll go to the section where there's no boop boop sounds, and we'll go back. Here's my performance of it, of this beat. TikTok. I post cool like mashups with my beats and stuff. Sometimes they're 404 like boom bap stuff. Sometimes they're trap stuff. I like using the Benny X kind of basses in my FL Studio stuff. I like using soul samples and stuff like that on the 404. My cat wants in the room again. She keeps going in and out. I like using A$AP Rocky acapellas. I like using Lil Yachty and Westside Gun and Freddie Gibbs and stuff like that. So go check out my TikTok, Instagram. I post the same stuff on my story. I post cool fit pics and stuff. I'm into fashion and stuff as well as music. I like Polo Ralph Lauren. That's my, like, this video is a little bit more chill. I hope you guys liked it. Let me tell you a little bit about myself. For my YouTube followers out there, because I actually have more YouTube subscribers than I have Instagram followers and TikTok followers. So my name is Quinn. I'm quinnybeats. I'm into music. I'm into fashion. I'm into boom bap beats. I like the whole Griselda type stuff. I like J Dilla, that type of stuff. I like rock. I like jazz a lot. I have a large collection of jazz vinyl. I have a large collection of clothing. I'm into fashion and stuff right now. I'm very much into Polo Ralph Lauren, specifically their Harrington jackets with the plaid liner. I don't know why, but I am. I have polo pants. I have polo polos. I have polo Harrington jackets. I'm into Levi's, vintage stuff like that. I like to wear cowboy boots and loafers and weird stuff like that. If you like seeing that sort of stuff, go check that out on my Instagram. If you like my music, follow me on TikTok. I post a bunch of snippets and mashups with acapellas. If you want me to show you how I do acapellas, how I extract them from songs and stuff, let me know in the comments. I might do the video on that sort of stuff as well. If you want me to do a Final Cut Pro tutorial on how I do the visuals with the music video overlaying the FL Studio stuff, you let me know. I'm not a gatekeeper. I'll let you guys know what I'm into. I love to talk about what I'm into. I'm into classic menswear, staples, reusing them in a modern context in my fashion. That's what I'm into in fashion. In terms of music, I'm into a similar sort of reusing of stuff in terms of samples, but I'm also into kind of the new wave of, original production. So yeah, let me show you something cool I got. I went to Amoeba Records. I've been looking for this specific record for a long time. Pharrell in My Mind on vinyl. Online I could only find it for like over $100, and even then they looked like sketchy stuff, but this is one of my favorites. I'm a big Pharrell fan. I also recently got a similar looking album cover, which is Quasimodo. Yes sir, whatever. If you know, you know. You guys subscribe, follow, all that sort of stuff. Please comment. I like to know what you guys think. Are you guys here more for the 404 content, more for the FL Studio content? Would you guys like fashion content? I'd be happy to do fashion content on YouTube. You guys just let me know. Yeah, you guys have a great night.